Oh, hi there! I'm Dr. M, and this is upon further inspection. Normally I'd be using the hidden themes in video games and movies to teach my robot what it means to be human, but today I'm taking the day off, and Photon's doing a little independent study.
Doctor! In this book, a frog becomes human just by being kissed!
Mm-hmm.
Can that really happen? I want to be a real boy. Kiss me!
Don't you remember, Photon? I kissed you to bring you to life when I first created you.
I don't remember that.
Roll tape! The Frog Prince is a German fairy tale, popularized by the Brothers Grimm. In the original story, a princess drops her golden ball into a pond. A frog agrees to retrieve it if she lets him live in the palace with her. But as soon as the princess gets her ball back, she breaks her promise and ditches him.
That doesn't sound like much of a story.
You think that's bad? In the original version, the frog turns back into a prince when the princess throws him up against a wall.
Ugh.
The kiss transformation was actually added later. The version I liked was a low-budget 80s flick. In this version, instead of being a beautiful woman, the princess is a plain Jane little girl named Zora. She's an adventurous tomboy, which I related to as a kid. Everyone in the castle constantly runs her down for not acting more demure and ladylike.
Princesses do not run in the halls.
Even princesses should knock.
Do try and act a little bit more like a princess.
Uncle told me to try to act more like a princess.
He told you to act more like a princess?
I can act like a princess.
Okay, movie, we get it.
That's odd. My ladylike princess alarm didn't go off.
How can I act like a princess?
Oh, there it is.
To make matters worse, her older sister Henrietta, played by Helen Hunt, is a picture-perfect princess. Glamorous, regal, and a real jerk to her sister.
I said, leave.
She's so bad she gets her own villainous music sting.
Zora, Zora, Zora! Why is everyone always thinking about Zora?
Why does every childhood seem to have an older kid who is needlessly nasty like this?
You talked. You're banished.
Ugh, being a kid sucks. Zora dares to ask Henrietta a simple question, but her sister deflects.
Why don't you go ask Uncle?
Because we're not allowed to interrupt.
We can today. He told me at breakfast.
Oh, what a lie!
So Zora goes to ask her uncle the king, and of course he's pissed.
1,000 thunders, child!
For all his bluster, he kinda reminds me of one of those kooky Disney dads.
In the middle of an important conversation, my advisor will come here. I thought I told you many times.
It's him. I beg your pardon. It's just that I've never seen it.
And no sidewinding, bushwhacking, hornswoggling, crocker is gonna roll my biscuit cutter.
You know you're not supposed to interrupt. You promised.
The king sings a song, oh, did I mention this was a musical? To drive home the moral from the original fairy tale. Keep your promises.
If you promise to do something, you must do it. Though you might rue it, you must stick to it.
The king has security escort Zora out, and she's right back where she started. Lonely and misunderstood, Zora wants nothing more than a real friend.
Oh, if only there was someone to talk to.
All she's got are some traumatized goldfish and her lucky golden ball. And oh crap, even the ball would rather drown than be seen with her. When suddenly... Whoa, what the frog? Enter the dashing frog prince. Except...
You can't be a frog.
And why not?
It's just that for a frog, you're awfully tall.
Yes, I am rather tall.
The frog sings his tale of being a too tall frog and how all the other frogs in his pond rejected him for being freakishly large.
And all around the swimming hole, my name was Mud.
Geez, regular-sized frogs, way to be jerks. Fortunately, his story has a happy ending. One spring when all the frog-eating predators are out, our 6-foot hero saves the day by scaring them all away. Our too-tall frog becomes Mr. Popular.
But wait, that's not even a happy ending at all, is it? The frogs didn't even like him. They only tolerated him when he helped them out.
Good call. Kind of like in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, where all the other reindeer are jerks until Rudolph saves their collective bacon, or venison. Man, screw those guys.
And ribbit to you too.
Well, at least it's a sign that the frog is a nice guy.
Good evening, sweet lady.
And yowza, Mr. Frog! Those are some tight leggings you got on that frog crotch.
Oh. You noticed?
Did you ever wonder why chicks are so into the 80s? This might have something to do with it.
When I first saw you, you looked a little sad.
Zora tells the frog she's lost her ball in his fountain and asks him to go get it for her.
If I get it for you, will you do something for me?
What? Give you a pedicure with my mouth? Mop up your slime with a dead body of my neighbor's Shar-Pei? What?
Will you be my friend?
Oh, thank God. Zora gets her ball back in exchange for her promise of friendship. Unlike the original fairy tale, the princess is true to her word and takes him back to the palace, which is easily done since the gatekeeper is stone drunk all the time.
He always sleeps.
Why hasn't this kingdom been invaded yet?
Because it's not a kingdom, it's a Holiday Inn Express. While sneaking back in, they're nearly captured by the king's incompetent advisors, who are blindfolded. No, those are the virgin sacrifices to our dark god. That hallway leads to the meat grinder. Zora smuggles the frog back to the safety of her bedroom and shows him around. She mentions living in the shadow of her prettier older sister. The frog takes Zora to the mirror and urges her not to be so hard on herself.
If you look long enough, you'll see how other people see you.
But don't other people see her as unladylike and childish?
Yeah, I think it's nicer when the frog shares the beauty he sees in her, instead of trying to convince her that other people see it too. In any case, the thoughtful frog presses to find out what's troubling Zora.
I don't act like a princess. I don't even look like a princess.
What?
So the frog gives her etiquette lessons and a little constructive criticism.
How's that?
But while he's teaching her to dance, they're being watched unawares.
Do you see what I see?
Yeah, I know! A massive talking frog! Insane, right?
He's so cute.
Wait, what?
He's cute, I suppose.
No. She looks almost like a princess.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're more surprised that Zora learned how to dance than the fact that she learned from a 6-foot amphibian in a cravat?
What? Well, sweet lady, I have to go. I have to get back to the water. So I must say, good night.
The frog can't be away from water for too long, so he leaves after promising to meet her first thing the next morning. Just to complicate things further, there's a question regarding the royal lineage of the princesses.
What?
Only one of the girls is the true princess, and a foreign dignitary is coming to choose which one. Since Zora's a tomboy, everyone knows her sister Henrietta is probably going to get chosen.
Zora, a princess? Please.
Don't you care about her feelings?
Of course. I care how she feels. When I'm princess, I'm still gonna let her speak to me.
The weird thing is that everyone's convinced Zora would be devastated by the news.
I couldn't tell her. I couldn't break her heart.
What's everyone so worried about? Not once has Zora expressed any interest in being a princess. If her sister took the throne, then Zora would probably be less pressured to act ladylike all the time. But Zora doesn't care. She's more excited about her new froggy friend.
The best thing has happened to me. I've got a friend.
He'd better not be a perverted 6-foot frog! Zora goes to meet the frog the next morning and finds out she's been stood up. But of course the frog didn't ditch her. He got abducted by her older sister.
I will not be stopped by a tiny net!
She overheard he's helpless if he's kept away from water. Quick, Prince! Scream for help! I know frogs can do that!
You have a best friend?
I do.
Seen him lately? What's this?
Hey, that's for him.
He won't be needing it. Not where he is.
How do you know where he is?
Fortunately, Zora figures out who's behind the frog's disappearance.
I'll tell Uncle.
You'll tell him what? That you knew a frog who could talk? He'll believe you, I'm sure he will.
Yeah, you're handling this pretty well yourself, Henrietta. Zora goes charging off to rescue her friend, even though it means she'll miss the coronation ceremony. With her sister out of the picture, Henrietta's sure she's got the princess job in the bag. But Zora doesn't care she's about to miss the coronation. She's on a rescue mission.
He's gotta be here. He's got to.
Who got to?
Finally, a story where the princess goes adventuring and saves the prince.
I'm so glad you're all right.
Overjoyed at their reunion, Zora gives the frog a kiss.
This is the good part. Oh, he's turning human.
Ta-da! What do you think of me now? Kind of like in Disney's Beauty and the Beast, the prince is somehow cooler in his non-human form. As a kid, I'd usually stop the movie at this point because I liked him better as a frog. But they rush back to the castle to make the coronation ceremony in time.
Please, your majesty, have your nieces presented for inspection.
You, creeper alert!
Baron von Wobble, what a wise judge you are. I am honored.
Surely you must be without any reasonable doubt the princess.
Oh yeah, because nothing says royal leadership like being a brown-noser. Zora and the prince arrive, but it looks like they're too late.
No, we can't be. Oh, lucky ball. I wish with all my might. Please help us.
Well, alright, I guess you've been through enough crap in this movie. We'll whip you up some Deus Ex Machina.
I was under a spell. A spell which can only be broken by a true princess. And a true princess broke it. She kept her promise. May I present Princess Zora.
They make it in the nick of time, and Zora is announced the true princess to inherit the throne.
You radiate such beauty.
Yes, Baron.
This is the purest beauty. It comes from inside. I'm so proud of you. So very proud.
Aw, he's so sincere and fatherly.
Only a true princess would risk everything for a friend. She kept her promise.
This movie does a great job teaching little girls it's the contents of their character that matters. Typically in a movie like this, a girl's climactic transformation involves a fairy godmother or an epic makeover. Here, Zora's loyalty and integrity are tested. She takes risks, makes sacrifices, and that's what makes her royal material. The Frog Prince is a little silly and painful to watch 30 years later, but it's still stuck with me. And maybe childhood memories of that frog have influenced some of my other love of amphibious characters over the years.
I am sort of clever.
Some of the humor misses its mark, and the plot doesn't really make sense. But it's a sweet story that teaches girls that friendship is just as important as romantic love, and that being an adult is about facing your fears with integrity, not just putting on a sparkly dress. So you see, Photon, a kiss brought you to life, but I don't think it'll turn you into a human. And I liked the Frog Prince better as a frog. Maybe you're better off as a robot.
Would you kiss me anyways? Just to be sure?
You got it, big guy.
Now my solo melody turns into a harmony. We'll sail across our sea of dreams on friendship.
Oh, good grief.